For over 5 decades, Diane Lane has moved through the world with a quiet gravity, a woman who lived 2 lives, one the world admired on screen and another hidden behind Hollywood smiles in carefully guarded silence. In this Prestige Buzz documentary, we dive into the shocking truths and emotional turning points of a woman who, at 60, finally chooses honesty over the illusions of fame. Her story is a quiet rebellion against expectation, beginning not in glamour, but in the grit of 1960s New York. Born to a nightclub singer and a struggling drama coach, Diane was a theater baby caught in a volatile household. Before she could even understand family, her parents' marriage collapsed, leading to an uncommon custody arrangement where she remained with her father, living in cramped spaces above acting studios. The divide in her world shattered at age 13 when her mother took her to Georgia without warning, a displacement that forced a 14-year-old Diane to find the strength to flee back to New York alone, carrying the weight of survival before she even had a driver's license. By the time she starred in A Little Romance, 1979, alongside Laurence Olivier, she was hailed as the new Grace Kelly. But as we explore in this Prestige Buzz special, that title was a heavy burden. The 1980s saw her become a muse for Francis Ford Coppola in The Outsiders and Rumble Fish, navigating a boys' club of future superstars like Tom Cruise and Patrick Swayze. Yet, Hollywood's devotion is fragile. A string of box office disappointments followed, and just as quickly as she had been celebrated, she was overlooked. Diane stepped back, reassessing a career that had grown faster than she had. When she returned in the late 90s, it was as a woman who had shaped herself. Her true resurgence arrived in 1999 with A Walk on the Moon, leading to her career-defining, Academy Award-nominated role in Unfaithful, 2002. This performance was stripped of vanity, but with renewed fame came a relentless curiosity that blurred the lines between her on-screen passion and her private heartbreaks. The narrative of her life is etched in the maps of her high-profile relationships. Her first great heartbreak arrived with the collapse of her marriage to Christopher Lambert. What began as a bright, youthful connection in the 80s ended in 1994, leaving Diane to face the pain of a repeated history as she struggled to provide the stability for her daughter that she never had. Years later, she allowed herself to love again with Josh Brolin. Their bond, which began in 2004, was intense and deeply emotional, but it unfolded under a harsh public glare. From a highly publicized domestic incident to the eventual divorce in 2013, Diane met these trials with a level of dignity that silenced the tabloids. She refused to turn her pain into a spectacle, choosing instead to protect her inner peace. Professional rumors, whispers of off-screen chemistry with Richard Gere or Robert Duvall, were met with the same calm clarity. She understood that in an industry fueled by drama, her silence was her greatest shield. Today, as Diane Lane enters her 60s, she stands as a symbol of independence and self-possession in an industry that rarely allows for either. She has evolved beyond the fairy tale endings promised by movie scripts, viewing love as something complex, imperfect, and deeply meaningful. She finds fulfillment today on her own terms, through motherhood, meaningful work, and a refusal to prove herself to anyone. Her journey from a kidnapped child to a powerhouse icon is a testament to the fact that you can be under the microscope for 50 years and still keep your soul intact. If you found this deep dive into the life and legacy of Diane Lane inspiring, make sure to support Prestige Buzz. Please like this video to help us grow, subscribe to our channel for more hour-long Hollywood documentaries, and hit the bell notification so you're the first to know when we drop our next exclusive story.